Hi, this is Mrs. Michaels. I wanted to go over with you the second part of task 1.7. So if you weren't here or if you need a refresher about what you were supposed to do and why, this is the place to be. You will be expected to be able to do something like this on our first assessment, so please make sure that you are aware how to justify your steps. Either using the properties when asked for those or by actually giving a reason for using that property. So for example, on number 9, I want you to notice that it said your description should include statements about how you know what to do next. For example, you might write, first I blank because blank. So on number 9, in class we had a discussion about whether you should add D first or multiply by C first. And in 8th period, we had a discussion that actually led to us solving it using both methods, but in 7th period, we did not quite get to that. So in my work, I showed I added D because it was the weakest operation that was available outside of the fraction. The reason we have to go outside of the fraction first is that because x is actually part of the fraction. So in order to free x from the fraction, I first have to make sure that nothing else is on the same side with it. If you did choose to multiply by c on both sides first, you could do that, but you would have to understand that you would need to put parentheses around the entire left side and distribute c not only to this fraction, but to the d as well. That's the only way that you're going to end up getting the same expression where you have E and D both being multiplied by C. So if we add D first and then multiply, since multiplication is a distributive property, we have to make sure we're showing that it would be distributed to both of those terms. Our next step then would be, because we no longer have our parentheses, we have ax plus b, we can now subtract b over to isolate the term that has x in it. And then finally, the last operation we have left to undo is to divide by a, but because I have multiple terms on this side, and multiplication is also a distributive property, it has to be applied to the entire expression that was there. And we did talk about the other way to handle that would have been to put a set of brackets or another set of parentheses around the entire expression in the numerator, and then you could have actually multiplied by 1 over a to get rid of the a instead of showing it as a division. I followed similar steps for number 10, but I'm going to take a break and post first the solution for number 9.